Hi there, Westside Wellbeing crew. Welcome to our Yoga Wellbeing at One Wednesday session. So today, the whole thing is done standing. I am always in yoga gear and I don't have shoes on and I'm on a mat, but this one you don't need to be. So you can be wearing whatever you want. This is perfect pre-bank holiday. So if you're in a rush to get everything done before you take a few days off, or you're preparing because you know you've got a busy bank holiday weekend, you're going to be on your feet a lot, you're doing a lot of shift work, whatever that might be, this is the perfect little re-energizer, rejuvenator for the legs, and one you can do whenever you have got 20 minutes spare, and it will make you more productive, more focused, have a little bit more energy for whatever else you have got to do. So we will be standing. And as always, if I suggest anything and it doesn't feel good or comfortable or not right for your body today, just don't do it. There'll always be an alternative, or you can just come to stand and breathe. So that is how we start today's session. Have your feet hip distance apart. Have a little softness in your knees. Maybe just have a little release into the shoulders, the neck. If you are somewhere you can safely close your eyes, or just start to look down gently, let the gaze defocus, let the eyelids be heavy. And from here, I just want you to notice how you're feeling. How has the day you have been having affected you? How are you feeling it in your body? How are you feeling it in your mind? How is your breath? Is it reflecting the sort of thoughts that you're having, the sort of day that you're having? And can you start to take a slightly deeper inhale and a slightly longer exhale? Inhale to fill up the lungs with fresh energy and oxygen. And exhaling just to start to let everything soften, let everything go. See if you can make your inhales a little deeper and your exhales a little longer. And just do this 5 more times. Excellent. Focus, everybody. On your next inhale, we're going to squeeze, we're going to tense, we're going to hunch as much as we can. And as you exhale, just release, let go. So we do that 2 more times. Inhale to squeeze, to hunch, to tense everything you possibly can. And exhale, just release. 1 more time. Inhaling, squeeze, 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 squeeze that butt, squeeze those toes. And exhale. Just release. Nice. We're going to start to bring some movement into the body. So deliberately, let's start with the hips. We're going to circle round into the hips. Have a bend into the knees, a softness in the ankles. And then go back the other way. Nice. Take one leg, start to work into the knee, into the hip a little bit, start to get into the ankle, maybe start to feel out how your toes are feeling. And then go back the other way. Whichever leg you have picked, we're going to carry on working with that leg. So come to stillness, interlace your fingers around the top of that shin and start to squeeze and hug the knee in towards the shoulder. Now, this is a bit of a challenge from a balance point of view. Lean on a wall. that is fine. You can hold on to the leg with one hand. You can stand leaning against the wall. You could have a chair. Try and stand up as tall as you possibly can, long spine, and then we circle round into the ankle. Oh, just releasing some clicks and cracks into the toes there. And back the other way. Starting to find some stillness. Whichever knee you're doing, we're bringing one hand to the hip, one hand to the knee. And then we're just going to open and close into that hip joint. Again, I can feel this clicking into my hip, so don't worry if that is happening for you too. You can take nice big steps or you could take nice little steps. The important thing is we're just getting used to opening and closing into that hip joint. Releasing into the hips can help release into our lower back. So if you are on your feet a lot and you get tension into the lower back, this is just a nice way to start releasing that. And we're going to find stillness in that leg. And just come back to a comfortable standing position. Take a few breaths. Excellent. So let's come to the other leg. So I'm working now into my left leg and I'm just circling into the hip, into the knee, into the ankle, wiggling into those toes. And going back the other way. Lovely. So finding that balance again, we're going to interlace the fingers around the top of the shin, start to hug that leg in towards the body, standing up as tall as you can, using whatever you need to help you balance. Breathe here. You can start to add the ankle circles in. And go back the other way. Lovely. We're going to come into that hip opener. So we're taking the foot out and in. You decide how high that foot goes. You could be stepping up and over a little fence or a small step. Woo. If you lose your balance, maybe just slow down the movement like I am. You could have hand on the knee or both hands to the hips. A few more breaths doing this. Lovely. Start to find your way towards stillness. Shake out the legs if you need to. And just feel those feet grounding down, completely supported by the earth beneath you. So now let's come up a little bit more into the upper body. We're going to work a shoulder. Again, I don't mind which shoulder you do. We're going to do both. So just keep a track of which shoulder you're on. We take one shoulder forwards. And then we take that same shoulder backwards. You can do all of these movements today. Somewhere where you work, maybe you want to come into an office space or a meeting room, a break room, but you're not going to look like you're doing yoga necessarily. We're just getting some movement into the body. Find stillness in one shoulder and move over to the other. You might even find if you start doing it, other people will follow. We're going to do the other way. Excellent. Find stillness in the shoulder. As you inhale, we're going to shrug both shoulders all the way up towards the ears. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale to release. Couple more like this. Inhale, shrug those shoulders up towards the ears. And exhale to release. Nice. One more time. Inhaling, squeeze, 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 shoulders to ears. And exhale to release. We're bending into the elbows, bringing the fingertips to the side of the head. Let's inhale. Now squeeze your shoulder blades together, open the chest, take the gaze up. And as you exhale, tuck the chin, bring the elbows towards each other. 4 more. Inhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Let's do one more. Inhaling. And exhaling. Nice. Coming back to center, release the arms down, drop chin towards chest. You can roll the head from one side to the other. Just being really careful not to overstretch anything here. Letting your right ear settle down towards the right shoulder. You could stay here or bring the right hand up to rest on top of the head. Try and keep both shoulders relaxed here, but just feel that stretch into the left side of the neck, and maybe even just lift and lower through the chin. Coming towards stillness. Take that top hand down to the bottom ear and gently push your head back up to center. As you exhale, chin to chest, roll the head over to the other side. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Staying here, or left hand could come up to rest on top of the head. And maybe stillness feels great here, or you just want to play around, lifting and tucking through the chin. Coming to stillness, bringing that hand down to the bottom ear and gently pushing the head all the way up. We're going to float the right arm up again. I don't mind which hand you do. Turn the palm. So the inside of the elbow is pointing up and the heel of the hand is reaching away from you. We're squeezing the fingers back towards the body. So you should really feel this as a stretch into your wrists, into the palm. And then we take one hand at a time, working through the fingers, all the way to the thumb. Turn the hand over and start to pull the hand back in towards the body. Top of the hand pushes away. And then just release the hand, maybe circle into the wrist. And circle back the other way. Lovely. Same thing on the other side. Turning the heel of the hand away. Inside of the elbow is pointing up. Hand comes back in towards the body. You're pulling it in towards the body. Giving a little love, a little stretch to our hands and our fingers. And then working through each finger, one by one. Coming all the way to the thumb. And turning the hand down, fingers point down, start to pull the hand back in towards the body. And then start to circle round into your wrist. And back the other way. Excellent. We release the arms, we step the feet together. We're going to inhale, take the arms all the way up above the head. Try and bind at the thumbs, spread the fingers wide. We call this the butterfly grip. Relax shoulders away from your ears. Nice deep inhale. As you exhale, reach up and over to the side. And inhale back up. As you exhale, reach up and over to the other side. Inhale to come back up. Exhale to reach up and over. Inhale to come up. Exhale to reach up and over. Lovely. Inhale coming up. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Lovely. Inhale, come all the way up. Keep the arms lifted. Start to turn the gaze up towards the ceiling. Maybe find a gentle, gentle back bend. And as you exhale, let the hands come all the way down. Hands to hips, step the feet to hip distance. Have a softness in the knees. Inhale, gaze goes up. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forwards. Just start to let the belly come all the way down towards the thighs. Release the hands down towards the floor. Just getting a little stretch into the calves and the hamstrings. We're not going to be here for long. On your next inhale, we start to roll all the way back up. Lovely. Step the right foot forwards, left foot back. You want about 1 meter's distance between the front foot and the back foot, and your feet are on parallel lines like train tracks. Hands to hips. Inhale, gaze goes up, and as you exhale, just start to hinge forwards. Push your back heel down and start to feel the stretch in the back of that right leg. You don't have to fold very far. Nice. As you inhale, soften into that front knee, push down through the feet, long spine to come up. And then let's swap over. Keeping the hands on the hips. Inhale to take the gaze up. As you exhale, hinge, fold forwards. Try and keep the spine long. You don't have to fold into your deepest ever forward fold here. Just enough to get the stretch into the back of that left leg. Your back heel super glued to the floor. Breathe. On your next inhale, soften into that left knee, push down through the feet, come all the way up. Excellent. Bring the feet to hip distance. We're coming into just a couple of balances here. Taking the weight into the left leg, bend into the right knee, grab hold of the outside of the right foot, the ankle, and we're just going to push that right hip forwards. This one always makes me think of doing PE at school. We're just pushing this right hip forward, squeezing the heel towards the butt. Again, use whatever you need to help you balance. And from here, we're going to come straight into tree pose. Same leg, right foot comes maybe to the floor, resting against the side of the ankle, or up to the inner shin, or all the way up to the inner thigh. Tailbone is tucked under, hands to prayer. Again, using whatever you need to help you balance. Just here a couple more breaths. Excellent. Releasing the foot, releasing the hands. Same thing on the other side. Take the weight into the right leg, bend into that left leg, squeeze the heel towards the butt, push the hips forwards, particularly that left hip, pushing it forwards. Keeping that balance. Nice. Transitioning into tree pose. I'm just remembering you might have your shoes on. You might be doing this in your break room. So maybe this is the best option. Hip open, heel just resting against the side of the ankle, hands coming into prayer. You can take the foot higher up the leg, but just be careful of your clothes, whatever you're wearing, if you've got your shoes on. Nice work, everybody. Release, release the arms. And just find your way to a comfortable standing position. We're just going to finish with a little breathing exercise. On an inhale, take the arms wide, keep the shoulders soft, spread the fingers wide, let the hands come together above the head. And as you exhale, let the hands come all the way down. We're going to do that 4 more times. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. One more time. Let the hands come down beside you. We take 5 breaths, just like we did at the beginning. 5 breaths in and out through the nose. Thank you so much for joining me for your practice, sharing your incredible energy with me and everyone else doing these videos whenever they get a chance to do them. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much, guys. So that is our pre-bank holiday energizer, a little bit of a warm-up, body release. So hopefully you are ready now to crack on with whatever else you had to do today. And you've just had this lovely little reset wherever you are working, finding a little space to do this. Next week we've got our Pilates with Jamie. I have been Harriette, this has been yoga, and join us in a couple of weeks. We're going to do a yoga hay fever special. So yeah, hopefully see you back here soon. Remember to subscribe if you want to get the drops as they come each Wednesday, 1 o'clock. Drop any comments below if there's any feedback, anything you want us to know, anything you particularly like or dislike about this little sequence. Take care, everyone. Bye.